Well, welcome to Ljubljana. If you're just joining us, we are just about to commence the second semifinal in these European Championships of 2013. We're underway. It's Les Bleus of France against La Roja, the Red of Spain. France in their traditional blue uniform, Spain in the yellow, and Rubio with a great backdoor cut and terrific feed by Marc Gasol.
One of the things Gasol does well, he passes extremely well for a big man.
Loves to operate in the high post. A turnover here. Rubio gives it to Klaver. Klaver lays it up and in. And Spain have started in a tenacious fashion. They lead 4-0.
Liam, they've picked right up where they left off the other day against Serbia. They've come out and quickly established a fast tempo.
Spain had 7 steals against Serbia in their quarterfinal win. Diao kicks it out to Djellabal. He rises for the 3. Side backboard. Rubio comes up with the long rebound and fans out to the wing. Rudy Fernandez, he'll show up, throw up a shot which is off the backboard and out. Parker spins, head fakes, and kicks it back to Diao. Ajahn Sarr goes at Gasol. You can see why Gasol won the best defender in the NBA this season with that block shot there by Ajahn Sarr. And it's a difficult start for France early on in this second semifinal.
The focus, the concentration, the determination of Spain that we saw in Serbia, we see it immediately tonight. The two-time defending champs looking to make a statement.
The Spanish national team trying to win 3 European titles in a row. The first time this will have been done since Yugoslavia did it in 73, 75, and 77. Is this a team of destiny? Rubio inexplicably misses the easy layup. And here's Parker the other way for France. Parker pulls up, and Parker, Jeff, usually is a facilitator early on, but gets his account open early.
Yeah, he can't wait around. He needs to go. He needs to be the man to keep France in the game. What a bad miss from Rubio.
Calderon draws the attention of Ajahn Sarr, who steps out of the screen, and Klaver cannot execute the high-low pass to Gasol, so turnover for Spain.
Spain much more comfortable in the open floor than in the half-court offense, without question.
Look at the pressure up the floor by Spain. And Batum catches the pass by Diao. Diao, a point forward, really passes the ball well for France. Here's Parker, wants a screen from Ajahn Sarr, doesn't get it, goes the other way, rises, and Parker 2 for 2 with his first 2 shots. He knocks down 2 mid-range jump shots.
Yeah, he really needs to keep France in the game early. Surely, having watched the tape of the Serbia game as well, Parker started fast really the last 2 games now.
Into the low post to Gasol. He tests the defense of Ajahn Sarr. And we've got an early foul here against Alexis Ajahn Sarr for France.
Tough matchup for Ajahn Sarr. He's not surprised by it. He's seen him this summer.
These 2 teams met twice in friendlies this summer in August. Calderon probes on the baseline, lays it up and in. Tough move as he goes at Batum. On the 23rd of August, Spain beat France 85-76 in Madrid. And then 3 days later, Spain beat France again by 1 point in Montpellier. So not much to separate these 2 2013 versions of the national teams. Ajahn Sarr flashes in the high post and spreads it to Parker in the corner. Parker again, another jump shot, same result. Smooth touch by Tony Parker. We can't be seeing Tony Parker time in the first quarter, can we, Jeff?
You know, he's been trying to get everybody involved throughout this Eurobasket. He's been saving himself for crunch time.
These are the semis. A trip to the final at stake. Fernandez to Rubio. He skips it all the way across court to Klaver. Diao closes out. Great defense by Diao. Djellabal clears the boards for France.
Great defense all around for France that time. Klaver had to rush one up just to get before the shot clock.
Another turnover here. Who comes up with it? Calderon, and he loses it right back. Parker ghosts in and steals the ball from Calderon. Offensive foul here against Batum. It's a great interview with Tony Parker on the Eurobasket 2013 website. He said that if it wasn't for Pau Gasol and his generation, I would have had a lot more medals. There's the push by Batum. Spain have set the standard through this opening decade of the new millennium.
I don't know why Rubio is holding his face. He didn't get hit in the face.
Gasol, his layup drops. Got all kinds of love from the rim, did Marc Gasol. So after a difficult start, France have settled now. They trail by just 2. There's a flat screen by Ajinça. Another shot by Parker. His first miss. The tip. Batum can't get it to fall. Here's Rubio in transition. Behind the back pass stolen by Parker. Parker, center court. He'll kick it to Batum. And Batum draws a foul on Fernandez.
Don't understand why Rubio, again, is trying to make a behind-the-back pass in that situation. Just pass it back out. Easy steal. Leverne coming in as well for France. So it's hard to figure out the rotation policy sometimes. We've seen Petro come in the last couple of games.
And Petro has acquitted himself well when he came in. Parker on the baseline. Got it! And the foul by Claver. You're right, Jeff. Geoffrey Lauvergne, the number 4 for France, comes in. He plays sparingly for Les Bleus.
Well, Claver makes a mistake, fouls the jump shooter. And after the early flurry by Spain, France have settled down and look comfortable.
They weathered an early storm, but France, exactly right. They looked comfortable. This for their first lead. And Parker can't get their noses in front. We're knotted up at 8 each as we've passed the midway mark of the first quarter. Calderon, his shot deflected, and a foul.
Wow.
On Batum.
Two fouls on Batum.
That is his second and the 4th team foul on France. So Calderon gets a trip to the charity stripe, and he'll throw it twice.
Vincent Collet has a difficult job getting Batum out of the game.
Well, Calderon at the free throw line. And as I mentioned earlier, this Spanish team setting the standard of excellence in the opening decade. In '99, they won silver in France, '01 bronze, '03 silver in Sweden, '07 silver, and all these European championships. And of course, '09 and 2011, Spain won gold. So 7 of the last European championships, the Spanish have come away with a medal. Tacolo in now for France. He gives Diao a touch in the low blocks and then turns it over. Calderon in transition. Parker hustles back. Well, great play by Parker and great play by Gelabal. Parker had to push Fernandez out of the way to get himself in position to defend that shot by Calderon. Parker is completely up for this contest. Let's see if we can see this transition again, because Parker just moved Fernandez out of the way to get to a spot to contest a shot by Calderon. I'm not sure we're going to see it. There's the foul on Calderon in the low post.
Great hustle from Jalabal to get back on defense.
Some zone defense here by Spain. They come out in a 2-3. Jalabal from the baseline, no good, and Fernandez with the rebound. This pass inside to Gasol draws a foul from Lauvergne. And for France, that is their 15th foul, so they are now in the penalty, and Gasol will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Wonder how long it'll be before we see Sergio Rodriguez. He's the player that really caused a buzz back in Madrid and all over Spain with his performance against Serbia.
Rodriguez had 22 points in that win against Serbia. And that just speaks to the depth that the Spanish have at the perimeter. Rodriguez comes off the bench and throws in 22 points. He's your high point man in the game. Speaking of coming off the bench, here's Nando De Colo for France. And I think he has an important role to play, Jeff. If he can be at his best, he can take over the point and he can free up Parker to be the scoring guard.
Much better.
Yeah, drives to the basket and a tip in there by Lovern. I think you asked early on if Hertel could do that job. De Colo with the first opportunity to see if he can secure that position for France in this game. Gasol gets away with a travel. Parker saves it to Lovern. Cagey affair early on. Neither team can really get a string of scores together.
Still could see Hertel later in the game, depending on how that perimeter game works for France.
Gasol kicks to Rubio. He throws a pass to Fernandez in the corner. And some nerves by both teams. Neither team shooting it particularly well from the floor. Spain 4 of 10. France 5 for 12. Almost a steal there by Fernandez.
Wow, Charles Cahooty's going to come in. As a player we haven't seen in a while. I thought he'd gone home.
Yeah, we haven't seen Cahooty play in quite some time. He averages just 8 minutes per game, but he has not played in France's last 2 games.
Yule comes in for Spain, as well as Pablo Aguilar there on your screen.
Right now, Calderon is tasked with trying to keep an eye on Parker. Diao, just inside the key, knocks down the jump shot, and those are Diao's first points of the evening.
A lot of people in Ljubljana raving about the performance of Boris Diaw and their win over Slovenia.
France broke the hosts' hearts. Gasol steps through. Lovern with a good contest. And here's Parker for France on the wing. So quick, so explosive. Tony Parker to the basket, lays it up and in. And France lead by 2.
How many minutes do you think Tony Parker can play tonight?
That's a great question.
He might be able to go the distance.
He averages a shade under 30, 29 minutes does Parker. But you know this French team really want to beat Spain. As the saying goes, you can rest a long time when you're dead.
There's a picture of the foul on Gasol. Rodriguez has come in now. He's replaced Calderon. Played so well that Calderon didn't get back in the game the other day.
Yeah, I wonder if that was, not to take anything away from the performance by Rodriguez, but if Coach Arenga wanted to save Calderon and preserve minutes and keep his legs fresh for this contest. Sergio Yul knocks down both free throws.
Is that because he's on the wrong side of 30? Look at Tony Parker's 10 points, 5 of 6. I mean, he's dominating the scoring for his team right now.
He is en fuego, as the Spanish would say. Diao, he goes to the basket, and he can't convert, and the referees are really letting the players go at it. Got a loose ball, and with a kick ball, it'll go to Spain.
Xavi Reyes going to make an early entry to the game here for Spain as well to give Marc Gasol a rest at the end of the quarter.
Aguiarian, he threads a lob pass, shall we call it, to Gasol. It went way up into the air and it finds the hands of Gasol. Gasol lays it up and in. France lead by 2.
Ooh. The pressure of Spain, the perimeter pressure, the guards continue to try to cut off the head of France out here. And look what happens.
Colo loses his footing as Rodriguez shoots a passing lane.
5 turnovers for France here in the first quarter. It's too many. And Colo having words with Laverne.
Petro in the game for France. Gasol in the low post. Oh, beautiful fake. Petro does enough to put Gasol off, but great move by Gasol. Just couldn't convert. Petro hands it off to Colo, who lets fly with a 3. Long rebound in the hands of Rodriguez. And Rodriguez wisely hangs onto the ball. He will try to make sure that Spain get the last shot.
I like that offense for France. Tocolo's got to knock it down. He's a good shooter.
Rodriguez to Fernandez, me gusta! How many times do you see those two players combine on that dunk?
Can you say deja vu?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen it many, many times. And this time here, the French get to look at it. The pass, perfect by Rodriguez. The flush, emphatic by Fernandez. And with the score 18-14, we'll take a break at the end of the first quarter. This is Eurobasket 2013.
We have two competitors. We have a competitor from España, Marina. For Spain, Rodriguez, Aguilar,
Parker, top of the key. He's guarded by Sergio Llull. Parker with the blow by and the lay-in.
That is absolutely correct. Blow by. I mean, Llull didn't come close to stopping Tony Parker.
And Llull is a terrific athlete in his own right. Now Parker defends Rodriguez. We'll keep an eye on how many players guard Parker through the evening. It's Sergio Llull's turn. Calderon has already guarded him.
Javi Ray has to be ready to get that pass.
Petro, great pass to Kahudi. Can he finish? He gives it back to Petro, and Petro puts it up and in. We're knotted up at 18 each. Sergio Llull along the baseline to Fernandez.
Boy, that was beautiful basketball from Spain. Did you see Llull give the pass to Rudy, and he was about ready to feed Xavi Ray?
Such a great understanding between these Spanish players.
Well, I think Xavi Ray is probably the one player that's not used to it. It's not a bad foul from Kahudi.
Rodriguez, top of the key off his screen. He snaps a bounce pass to Ray.
That's what he has to be. He has to be ready to receive the pass off the penetration.
The penetration by Rodriguez causing France problems, and Antoine Diot steps up to the substitutes bench. We'll see who he will come in and spell in a second. And a moving screen here. It's on Boris Diaw.
Why? Okay, we're going to see the moving screen.
I think it's because he actually comes out
elbows.
his cylinder a little bit with his arms more than moving.
On Spain's previous trip down, Rodriguez got into the lane, and 3 players collapsed on him. Why? It just leaves Ray wide open.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to come over and help on the dribble drive, and then the far defender needs to come down and help the helper and pick up Ray, but it's a quick rotation on defense. Speaking of quick, here's Rodriguez to the corner. And the basket by Aguilar.
Yeah, Aguilar, one of the newcomers in the team with 4 veterans not in the squad. Colo, he can't wait too long before he has Parker on the floor. And you can see the sense of urgency in the eyes of Tony Parker. Rodriguez picking up that first foul.
So Parker gets a spell. He's replaced by Antoine Diot. Ajahn Sarr comes back in for France. Kahudi flashes to the game. He's guarded by San Emeterio, who is also checked in. Kahudi. He's stopped by Aguilar. Into Ajahn Sarr, and Ajahn Sarr, well, he felt the presence of Gasol. He put it up over the rim. It's an air ball.
Yeah, it's not quite like he's attacking the Latvian front line, is it?
Wow, great block by Ajahn Sarr. Of course, my partner Jeff Taylor alluding to the fact that Ajahn Sarr had a terrific game against Latvia earlier on in this tournament, but a different level of competition here now as he goes up against Gasol.
And his shot blocking obviously is what's impressed me the most in this tournament. To be in that position, you like to have an intimidator.
Yule, no good. Ajahn Sarr with the rebound. And here's Decolo now with the ball for France. To Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw lets fly with a three. It won't fall. Ajahn Sarr with a rebound. But he makes the mistake of putting it down. France lucky to retain possession. France have yet to knock down a three-point jump shot, 0 for 4. Kahudi kicks back to Diaw. Can he get the French going? He can't. Rodriguez. So elusive is Rodriguez.
This is a mismatch. He can't hang with Rodriguez.
Rodriguez and Kahudi. Into Gasol, has to step out to get the pass. Sergio Rodriguez knocks down a three for Spain, and Vincent Collet asks for the timeout. Of course, the Spanish team with so much depth, especially on the perimeter.
Well, he's got Batum back now.
Decolo shot. That wasn't even close. France still yet to knock down a three. They're 0 for 6. Batum, can he get something going to the basket? Ajahn Sarr is pass inside, and a travel against Ajahn Sarr. So Sergio Yul will assume point guard duties now for Spain to push Rodriguez onto the wing, and Rodriguez comes back to the ball, turns a corner on Gasol's screen and gets it back.
Yep, that's a good call. There was contact. He's claiming that he was bumped, that he was fouled, but the referees are calling the travel.
If you're a young player watching the game, keep an eye on how Rodriguez moves. All of his cuts are sharp and quick. Moves well without the basketball, and then he loves to distribute it when he has it in his hands. Dio lets fly with a three. And still France wear the collar. They are 0 for 7 from behind the arc.
They're not missing badly. It's just not going down.
And they're getting clean looks. It's not like they're forcing things up. Speaking of clean looks, San Emeterio rattles home a three. Spain open up their largest lead. It's 11. And Parker is at the substitutes bench for France. Ajahn Sarr finds Petrus. And Petrus can't convert.
Boy, Petrus has to go up and try to dunk that ball and at least get a foul. Aguilar went up and bothered the shot, and then Gasol takes care of the rest.
Petrus, you're exactly right, should go up and try to flush that.
Well, to be honest, I think he was trying to flush it. He did a good job just getting rid of it. we've seen a change in the performance level of Aguilar as well since the Serbia game.
Petrus gambles to the passing lane. And that one knocked away by a French hand. Good defense by France. Here's Parker. He's fouled on the floor.
Well, it goes without saying, France are just so much better with Parker on the floor, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's just how you manage his time and when you bring him back. I would have thought he'll play the next 4:38 as we close out the first half of basketball. Right now, Batum, no points for France. He needs to get himself going. Parker's shot, no good. Great defense by Spain as they contest that outside shot from Tony Parker.
The problem for Parker is he's having to carry France totally. They need Batum to get into the offense.
Somebody needs to make a play for France. Aguilar to Sanemeterio, the extra pass to Rodriguez. He lets fly with a three, no good. Here's Parker. He's fouled by Sergio Llull.
Boy, that's an annoying foul for the fan to watch. Annoying foul for the fan to watch, isn't it?
It is. If you're just joining us, if you haven't watched any of the games through these championships, if you're just tuning in now at the semifinal stage, that's a tactical foul by Sergio Llull to stop any transition basketball. Very common feature of basketball at this level. We see it a lot in EuroLeague and a lot of these European championships. Great kick by Parker to Diop. Moves it on to Ajansah, and Spain will live with that shot from Ajansah all day long. Sanemeterio runs his lane, and Rodriguez finds him in transition.
And what is the nickname for Rodriguez?
El Mago, the magician. He conjures all kinds of great passes. Spain now shows some zone. Well, France are down 13, and you look at that and say, well, 13 isn't such a bad total, but it is a bad total when you've only got 18 points. Well, we get a timeout here. It's 31-18. The players will go to their benches, and we'll take a break.
Spain getting a lot of good looks. 16 points of their 31 have come in the paint, so they're getting good shots.
Saw Pau Gasol there cheering on his teammates and his brother. Diaw's little jump hook, no good. Petrus, the rebound, kicks it out to Batum. Batum shot rims out. And for a team that's not shooting it very well, France continue to try to live by that jump shot. 0 for 8 from behind the arc. Rodriguez, his pass broken up by Diop. Rodriguez lets it go. And Petrus with the rebound. Can France get something in transition? Great job by Aguilar as he contests the outlet pass and slows down France. Parker gets it up on the backboard so quickly, out over the outstretched hand of Gasol. A big basket there. As France now with 20 points, they trail by 11.
Just appreciate the beauty of that play by Tony Parker. One of a kind.
You can see that the high-low Spain are going to. This is going to be a foul on Gasol.
Yeah, excellent call from the Serbian referee. Gasol pushing off to get space.
Geleball is going to check in for France. Now France need to cash this foul in. 2 points. There's the touch pass from high to low. And it takes a lot to try and get Boris Diaw down on the floor.
Look at the quick hands from Aguilar.
Pass ahead to Rodriguez. Ooh, looked like he traveled. Rodriguez gets it back, top of the key. We're under 2 to play here in the first half. That pass broken up by Petrus. Shot clock under 10. Jewel to Gasol to the rim, and he converts. Tough basket by Marc Gasol.
Boy, the referee's hearing it from everybody, from Gasol, from Collet.
Yeah, the referees are letting the letting the players get on with it, Jeff. I think the game's got good flow because of it. You're right, there has been a lot of contact. Here's Parker. He's going to back out Aguiar. Can he take him to school?
Yes, he can.
Tries to get the foul, does Parker, no call. Sergio Jewell, he's fouled by Diaw. This is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul by Boris Diaw.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Diaw wasn't going to let him score that layup. He wasn't going to let him make the layup. I think it probably looks worse than it was.
Well, what you don't see as you look at this, I think that's good refereeing there. No problem with DR's defense.
Whoa.
There's the foul by Diaw. What you didn't see is to our left, the Spanish players got up off the bench.
Yeah.
And they wanted to come out on the court. They're held back by their coach, Juan Orenga.
To be honest, that it wasn't so much that it looked worse than it was. That was a bad foul.
We might see it here. Now, there, you can see that Orenga's going to hold back Calderon and a tide of yellow jerseys.
Well, they're not going to forget Spain. You know, there is some bad blood, and you can't blame France. They're frustrated. They haven't had any success against Spain. This is the team that knocked them out of the Olympics. And you'll remember Nicolas Batum at the end of that game in the quarterfinals going over and really leveling Juan Carlos Navarro. Very apologetic after, but, you know, things get heated. And nobody likes to get beat. And France want to change this.
Well, they need to change their fortunes right now. France down 14 points. And so with the unsportsmanlike foul, Sergio Llull gets 2 shots and possession back to Spain. They come in with Rubio, Calderon, Victor Claver. Just a shade over a minute to play here in this first half between these two traditional European foes. Rubio kicks to San Emeterio, shot clock at 9. Gasol kicks to Calderon. Calderon, let's go. Rims out. Diaw with the rebound.
To be honest, some of these guys are good friends as well. A lot of the French players play in the Spanish league. But when they put on the national team shirt, it's all about pride.
Gelabal guarded by Claver. Shot clock at 3. Gelabal turns it over. San Emeterio gets the ball to Rubio, who wisely hangs on to it. 10 turnovers in the first half for France.
And 20 points in the first half for France. Some of those are missed shots.
Pass inside. Parker picks his pocket. Parker to Gelabal. And France just not in any sort of synchronization. Parker probably should have pulled the trigger on that shot, Jeff. He's the only guy really scoring for France. Parker has 14 of France's 20 points.
Vincent Collet appealing to the referee for a foul on Parker. And now Parker's asking for it, but let's see where it is. And, you know, they could have called that a foul. They did not. They're letting them play. They could have called the previous trip down or 2 previous trips when Parker collided with the defender.
Well, at halftime, the score is 34 Spain, 20 France. We'll take a break. This French team are down by 14. It is La Roja, the red of Spain, against Les Bleus of France, the tournament's best offense. France right now sputtering against the tournament's best defense, Spain, who have been their usual excellent selves defensively. Parker tries to steal it from Gasol, and he finally does in the end. There's the tactical foul by Ricky Rubio, and Gasol looks like he is in some discomfort.
And Gasol's going to have to come out. That doesn't look good at all.
He's holding his left shoulder.
Watch what.
He's going to get stripped of the ball here, and then a melee ensues. And it looks like Tony Parker trying to rip the ball out of Gasol's arms. See if we can see it again from this angle.
It's on the ground. He's already in pain there. Doesn't look good.
It's Gasol who's down the end of Spain's bench getting some treatment from the physio. Let's hope he can recover. Antoine Diop in for France to Batum on the wing.
Well, it's not how they expected it, but France with an opportunity. And the man that replaces Gasol comes in immediately and gets a rebound.
Xavi Ray with the rebound for Spain. If you're just joining us, it's Spain in the yellow and France in the blue. France have got Diao, Batum, Parker, and Agença. Fernandez lets fly. No good. Spain come back with Ray, Rubio, Calderon, Fernandez, and Claver. Batum, a great touch pass to Diao. Can't convert the reverse layup. Foul on Victor Claver, and this sends Boris Diaw to the free throw line. Boris Diaw, a player who's been a faithful servant to French national team basketball, making his 13th appearance at an international tournament since the year 2000. We should also pat Marc Gasol, who's injured at the moment for Spain, and Jose Calderon, who appeared, this is their 12th appearance for their country in an international tournament in the summer. Rubio through the gears, snaps a pass to Calderon. Beautiful bounce pass to Ray, can't convert the screen and roll. Parker now on the wing. Parker is fouled, and it looks like it's going to be on the floor, so possession ball for France.
The door is open for France to come back right now. You can feel it, and Tony Parker feels it and clearly trying to take advantage of it, especially with Gasol out. You know, throughout the tournament, the one player they simply cannot do without.
Batum inside to the low post. Diaw spins, and this time he converts that reverse layup as he just slides around Xavi Ray. Gasol comes to the scorer's table to our left. He looks like he's ready to come back in. Calderon got the ball knocked out of his hands by Diaw. Now he'll let fly with a three. That's no good. And so right now Spain struggling to knock down open jump shots. Batum lets fly. He can't get it. And Agença can't keep it alive for France.
Look at the hustle of Rudy to get in there for the rebound. It's a tough shot last time down for Calderon.
Rubio's kick to Calderon. Will slide around a screen by Ray. And what is Boris Diaw doing? Ooh. That shot's not going to fall. We've talked about Ricky Rubio's ability to shoot the basketball. And Diaw can't fall for that up fake. He's just going to stay on his feet and actually invite Rubio to shoot the ball. Whereas Rubio's at his best is when he's putting it on the floor, as he does here.
Well, Diaw comes out. He was pretty good offensively for France, so that's a blow for them, and Gasol comes right back in.
Pietrus in for France. Coach Arenga comes to the scorer's table. He wants a timeout. Rubio comes from behind. They call him La Pistola. I call him El Ladrón, the thief. He picks Tony Parker's pocket. And Coach Arenga for Spain waves off the timeout. You can see the foul there on Antoine Diop.
It's part of the game where France are trying to get back into it. Gasol, have to see how active he is. He's got it now.
Fernandez, a beautiful wraparound pass to Gasol, an even better pass to Victor Claver, and he is fouled.
There was no way he was making that shot with those French players coming in there. They want to make him earn it at the line, but that's 3 fouls on Batum. So
Batum and Diaw both check out. Look at that pass by Gasol, and the foul on Nicolas Batum. Claver's first free throw around and out.
Spain have yet to score points in the second half.
They led by 14, 34-20. And there's the first point for Spain. They lead 35-23. Dio guarded closely on the ball by Calderon. Look at Calderon. Parker keeps Rubio behind him. Dio for three. Got it! Antoine Dio. He clashes with Calderon. Calderon right now is injured. And the referee's going to stop as it's a head injury to Calderon.
I think he got him with his elbow. I mean, Dio actually raised it to say, I got him. It was an accident. I think he got him on the way up, possibly. I don't know.
To be fair to Dio, he's already apologized to Calderon. See if we can see it again. Well, Calderon needs to be careful. We've seen that called as a foul in many, many games throughout this tournament. Calderon will have to check out now as the game was stopped to attend to his injury.
To be fair, if he's going to be playing that close to Dio, playing that defense.
Well, the Spanish physio earns his pay tonight. Patches up Gasol, he patched up Aguilar. Now it's Calderon's turn in the corner.
And Claver fouled by his former teammate at Valencia, Florent Pietrus.
That's the fourth team foul on France.
Tough call on Pietrus, really.
Rubio, his shot short and kept alive by Fernandez. Rubio can't convert the baseline drive. He's down. Another body on the floor. Oh, Dio got away with a little carry, I think. Gasol with the block. He throws it ahead. And it's a scrappy passage of play by both teams.
I like Antoine Dio. He's bringing something for France now.
This one is starting to get tasty. And Rubio is boiling over. Rubio's annoyed because when he went to the basket, he ended up on the floor. No foul was called. And it looks like Coach Arenga for Spain's going to call a timeout. Dio for France. Agent Sa. Dio wants a clear out. He's going to let fly with a three, and that one rattles home. Antoine Dio with a spark for the French. He's knocked down 2 threes in the second half. And right now, just 6 points separate the teams. The difference was 14 when we came out of the halftime changing rooms.
Well, somebody had to stand up, and it's Antoine Dio. At least we know that much for France.
This is a silly foul here by Agent Sa. And it will send Gasol to the free throw line.
Dio, of course, was crucial for France in 2009 and was kind of the complement to Tony Parker in that backcourt coming off the bench. He got injured and really hasn't been able to get back in the team the last few years through injuries. He's had a back problem, but here he is reminding us that he's a good player.
Speaking of good players, Gasol knocks down the first free throw for Spain.
Those are the numbers for Gasol.
Makes them both, does Marc Gasol. And so Spain continue to extend pressure up the floor. Sergio Llull now will guard Parker. Claver maybe gets away with a foul, maybe even another foul. Parker going to try and break down Claver. Shot clock at 4. Parker goes at Gasol and gets the foul. And a little wry smile from Parker to Gasol. I don't think there's any doubt that Parker embellished this foul a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely embellished it. Gasol had his right hand on him just a little. But Parker, to be fair to him, there's been a lot of contact that he's had with players tonight and hasn't been able to get the call. So he's got to do what he can to get the foul called.
Tony Parker, a two-time All-Eurobasket All-Star team in 2003 in Sweden, and in 2011 in Lithuania. He was also the top scorer in Lithuania, enjoying his 6th European Championships.
The first 5 minutes were crucial for France. They've passed that test. They've made inroads. It's game on right now, folks.
Gasol with a beautiful sweep move. He tries to wrap a pass around to Gasol. Parker reads it. Parker wraps it around his back and goes to the rim. The circus shot by Parker. That's a moment of basketball. Tony Parker will like to forget. As would he like to forget this one, the alley-oop pass from Rodriguez to Fernandez.
It just happens, doesn't it? They do it over and over and over again.
Rodriguez just lays it up on a plate. He always gets that pass right, and Fernandez goes up and finishes it.
You know, that as you look at Ewell's second foul, I mean, that's something we've seen since 2006 at the FIBA World Championship in Japan.
Watch this, the vision from Rodriguez, and says, go get it, Rudy.
And add to that the fact that they both play at Real Madrid. They get to practice that.
Parker now with 18 points for France. He's the only scorer in double digits for the French. Gasol leads Spain with 10 points.
Rudy Fernandez, 4 points, both of them on alley-oop dunks.
Gasol loves to distribute from this position on the floor. Kicks it out to Fernandez. Fernandez knocks down a three right in front of his teammates.
Well, now he's got something else to his credit other than the slam dunk.
7 points for Fernandez. Here's Parker to the basket, lays it up and in. Easy two by Tony Parker. Again into Gasol. Squares up against Ajansa. Draws the foul. Is this going to count?
I heard the whistle, and then it looked like Gasol started moving.
Yeah, I think the referee's got this wrong, Jeff. I don't think that Gasol was yet in the act of shooting. I think the whistle's there, and then he takes a couple steps.
Did he take 2 steps or 1 step after that, after the contact?
I thought he took 2. The whistle was early. Remember, once the player has started his motion, his action to shoot, the referee can award the basket. But well, Gasol, the benefactor of the referee's decision, or the beneficiary, I should say, of the referee's decision, misses the free throw. So maybe some justice for France. Dio to Gelibal. Gelibal lets it go. Got it! Mikhail Gelibal with a 3. And the difference stays at 6.
Former Real Madrid player himself.
France in a 2-3 zone as they mix up their defense. A great ball fake by Gasol. His shot no good. 5-on-4, France can press their advantage. Fernandez on the floor. Parker lets fly, got it, Tony Parker! 23 for Parker, just 3 points the difference. And the French fans have got something to cheer about now. Their team is in touch. France again in that 2-3 zone. Fernandez tries to slide it past to Gasol, but the foul against Antoine Diop. And Gasol again, he's gone through the wars now. He's clashed heads with Tony Parker.
Well, the momentum has really swung the way of France. Spain not able to get out and run. And France doing a much better job on the boards.
Fernandez started his professional career at the Juventud club in the Spanish league.
Yeah, both Rudy and Ricky Rubio played for DKV Juventud Badalona, which is near Barcelona. Well, it's basically in Barcelona.
So De Colo checks in for France. 5 points the difference. And Spain come out now, and in their turn to play some 2-3 zone. It's an even front zone. Ball in the corner, inside to the high post. Little runner there, short. Ball keeps it alive. And we've just got a mistake here by the 24-second operator. The ball did strike the rim, and the operator just didn't reset it. So France should rightly retain possession here. The shot went up by Johan Pedro and struck the rim, and the offensive rebound gathered by Ball. So 21 seconds on the shot clock. And France will keep possession. Can they trim this 5-point deficit? Parker all by himself. Missed a jump shot. Rodriguez wants it back from Sergio Llull. And he lost it. That turnover there for Spain, the 13th turnover for the Spanish.
Well, De Colo was behind him, and he just knocked it right away from him.
Ball lets fly with another three. He rolls out. And Parker goes up soft, and Gasol says, "Don't bring that in here, Tony."
France obviously doing a much better job making some shots in this half, and it was really Dio that's provided the spark. Didn't have any three-pointers at halftime, did they?
No, not at all. At halftime, they were 0 for 9 from behind the arc. For France, they are now 4 for 14. Ball, can he make the fifth? He can! Nothing but nylon! Mikel Ball. And it's just one possession now, 3 points the difference.
They're saying that was a 2, and the French bench is asking for the three-pointer. I think they're going to change it.
The referees can review that when they get a moment. Sergio Llull, let's fly with his, and he knocks down a 3. 49-43. A few seconds left. Parker, he seems so calm. Just 5 seconds, Tony. What do you got for us? Well, we need something better than that. As Parker kicks it to Johan Pedro. And Parker a little bit unselfish there. I think too much so, Jeff, on that last possession.
But they haven't added the extra point. I don't know if they're going to review that.
Referees can review that. They can review whether or not a player was in bounds or out of bounds, whether his foot was on a three-point line or not. And they can review seconds.
Second semi-final game, Spain versus France. Last period, Spain 49, France 43. Sabato Argentina,
Right now, Parker on the bench. We'll see how long Collet leaves him on the bench for France. Pietrus to DeColo. DeColo now. He's going to let fly with a three. Got it! Nando DeColo over Victor Claver. So DeColo comes out and lifts the French. Their first possession is a three. France stay in that 2-3 zone.
DeColo hit a lot of three-pointers in his time at Valencia.
Rodriguez's shot rattles in and out. Spain just attempts 17 threes on average. Make 5 of 17. Look at that pass by Diao to DeColo. His shot won't drop. Great pass by Gasol. Rodriguez can't convert it. Gasol, an excellent passer, averages over 2 assists per game. Dio goes at him on offense. Pass ahead to Sergio Llull, and he misses. DeColo does just enough to defend the goal for France. There's Pietrus, and we'll get it back to Dio. And we'll have some order restored to this one. It's been a frenetic pace by both teams. Gelabal, a little head fake to get Claver unbalanced. Gelabal knocks down a shot. It's a 2.
Well, it's a 1-point game now. And France have the wind in their sails. And Spain really finding it difficult to get anything going on this end of the floor.
Calderon makes his way to the scorer's table for Spain. Batum and Parker remain on the bench for France. Here's Rodriguez. Trying to find space. Is it a foul on DeColo? It looks like it is.
Substitutions for Spain on the court. Calderon and Fernandez.
Spain won that last quarter by the score of 23-15, which has allowed them to get back in this game. Right now they trail by 1. France have led, but only by 2, and it hasn't been since the first quarter.
And Batum's still on the bench.
Again to Fernandez, me gusta, and 1.
Well, when you're struggling, do what you do well. And somehow, Rudy teams up with Sergio for the 3rd time.
Unbelievable. The timing.
And he gets a foul as well on Gelabal.
The timing, the execution is just unbelievable. The understanding between these two players.
Mumbrú comes in for some important minutes here.
It's the first time that he has checked into the game. Alex Mumbrú for Spain. Fernandez completes the N1.
Yeah, Mumbrú, the real leader in the locker room, apparently, for this Spanish team.
So Fernandez with 12 on that N1 play. This time it's man-to-man defense from Spain as they change their defenses. DeColo uses a screen from Diao. Diao picks and pops. He'll let fly with a 3. Boris got it! 52-51.
Well, they couldn't really throw the ball in the ocean in the first half from three-point range. Now they've got 6 three-pointers in the second half. 6 of 8 from three-point range in the second half for France.
Rodriguez finds himself open for a 3 and threads it.
That really is on fire for France here from the perimeter.
Well, right now these teams are trading baskets back and forth. Dio to Diao. Diao now going to go to work on Gasol. That shot no good. Great defense by Gasol. Coach DeColo for France wants a timeout. I beg your pardon, Coach Collet wants a timeout for France. Nando De Colo's on the floor.
Tony Parker catching a breather.
Fernandez with a step back three. Rudy Fernandez showing an array of skills.
Well, at bare minimum, he's got to rebound. He's got to play defense. He's got to be a presence inside.
With his athleticism, maybe he can get a putback and a rebound for France. You're exactly right. Now it's Ricky Rubio's turn to defend Parker. It's been Calderon, it's been Yule. Now it's Rubio. Diao tries to get a pass inside, and he does to Pietrus. His reverse layup up and in. Good penetration by Boris Diao. Diao, another post player who's an excellent passer. Diao averages over 3 assists. It's second on the team. Rudy strolls right down the boulevard. And another and one for Fernandez.
So the foul, Pietrus for stepping over to help out. Look at this.
Calderon drops a dime. And the referees really don't need to call that. They can let that go. To be honest, it's just a touch on the leg. Fernandez with 17 as we approach the midway mark in the fourth quarter. Spain lead by 7. Pietrus lets it go. Got it. That's a bonus from France.
Well, he can shoot it. We know his brother can shoot it. Mikael, we know that Florent can shoot it as well. And boy, France have been dropping some bombs here in the second half from three-point range.
Gasol manages to get rid of the ball before he travels. Here's Mumbrú. Kick, extra pass to Calderon. No good. And this foul is going to be on Tony Parker as he grabs Rudy Fernandez.
Three-point shots really giving France a chance to stay in the game. 7 three-pointers in the second half.
France with 14 fouls. Next one will send a Spanish free throw shooter to the line. Mumbrú, his quick move, and it ends up on the floor. Who's got it? Gasol ends up with it on a pass by Ricky Rubio.
It's a tough call on Diaw. He's just standing there, but Gasol's rewarded for the hustle, bending over to get the ball.
You see this play here. It's a loose ball. Rubio comes up with it.
I think he kind of slid into him a little.
Well, it's the 4th foul on Boris Diaw. He's going to stay in the game. Mikel Gelabal comes out, and he has carrying some sort of a niggle.
But nevertheless, still tough against France. Maybe put his right leg into him a little bit. That's what the referee saw. Boy, Pietrus is playing a man's minutes right now, isn't he? He's not the most celebrated player out there, but he is a veteran. He is crucial.
Throughout the length of a tournament, you always need somebody to be an unsung hero, somebody to come in and make some sort of telling contribution. And now we've got a foul here on Alex Mumbrú.
Yep, and Pietrus boxing out.
So Coach Collet for France wants a timeout. He'll burn it second. Remember, teams have 3 timeouts in the second half. And with the score 61-56, Spain lead by 5. We'll take a break.
Arenga is going with the veteran Mumbrú, who's been called back into the Spain team after 2 summers off instead of Claver.
Now Calderon takes his turn to guard Parker. Rubio hands over the task. Extra pass to the corner. Batum lets it go. Nico Batum knocks down a three.
Great play, straight out of the timeout. Get Batum in the game. Nice little bonus for Cole.
61-59. Great steal here. Who's got it? Excellent defense by Pietrus.
Yeah, Pietrus is just playing outstanding right now for France. France, 8 3-pointers in the second half. Although it has to be said, Batum did hit an open one there. Spain being a little too deliberate there, trying to get the ball to Gasol. They need some penetration.
Plenty of guys who could do it. Rubio could put it on the floor and penetrate, as can Fernandez. Fernandez loves to slash and cut to the basket. Speaking of penetration, Calderon.
And Pietrus, yet again, goes up and makes a play on defense.
You can see Calderon and Pietrus both arguing their cases to the referee.
If there's one thing Pietrus can do, and that was excellent defense from Pietrus. He went straight up, raised his arms up, and even got some of the ball.
Speaking of the ball, a turnover for Spain. Their 14th turnover of the game. And they're looking like a France team in the first half. Coughed it up 10 times. Parker draws the foul on Fernandez. Just the 4th team foul on Spain.
Free throw game going to come into play here at the end.
Rodriguez is going to come in for Rubio. Clavero going to come in for Mumbrú. So a couple of good minutes there by the veteran, Alex Mumbrú.
Well, Rubio doesn't look happy to be coming out. But Urenga obviously wants to get the hot hand back in there. So he brings in Rodriguez.
Parker changes gears, gets it up on the backboard, up and in. So subtle, so skillful, Tony Parker. We're knotted up at 61 each.
The big players come and play. Tony Parker, 25 points.
Gasol in the high post. Pietrus there, just got too close to Gasol.
Yeah, Pietrus. What a hero today for Le Bleu.
Needs to be more athletic there. Once Gasol starts to bring the ball down as if he's going to put it on the floor, Pietrus needs to disengage and move his feet. Gasol at the free throw line. He has shot 72% through the tournament.
He's missed a couple today. There you see it. 14 points, 7 rebounds. Look at the free throw shooting game there. 16 of 21 for Spain, 5 of 7 for France.
Parker to Diaw. Great pass from Diaw. The jump hook by Pietrus. Short.
Not the shot they wanted.
Pietrus he's really upset. He felt like he was fouled, but he's got to get on with it and play defense now. Look at the defense of France. They push the Spanish all the way to the backcourt. Rodriguez, it won't drop. Calderon kicks it back out. And Spain get a well-deserved round of applause. Rodriguez's runner off the mark. Pietrus with the rebound. Parker, voila! Tony Parker! He knocks down a three, and France have got their first lead in the second half, 64-63.
It looks like Gasol genuinely did get an elbow that last time. His face is red, but great comeback by France.
Pass inside to Gasol, he lays it up and in. Ilmago Rodriguez with the pass. Calderon, a good little ding-dong here with Tony Parker. Spain lead by 1.
One word for Parker, amazing. Did you see him get up and bring the ball up the floor?
Let's see what he's got. He's going to give it to Diaw. Will he get it back in this offense? Batum slips a bounce pass to Diaw. Diaw guarded by Ruby. I beg your pardon, Rudy Fernandez. Diao needs to be stronger in there against the perimeter player from Spain. 1 point in it. We approach 1 minute to play. This is the semifinals of Eurobasket 2013. Fernandez, top of the key. Fernandez, no good. Parker with the rebound.
That was an ugly shot, Liam, from Rudy.
Shot clock running down. Parker rises, he tries to move it on to Pietrus. A turnover, but Rodriguez steps out of bounds. Such drama in this game. Collet wants to burn his third and final timeout for France. They're chasing 1 point with 48 seconds left. Watch this.
Oh, good call by the ref. His left foot was on the line.
Parker having a word with the referee. Batum brings it in. What if France got conjured up here with 48 seconds left? Diao, a little alley-oop pass to Ajahn Sarr. He missed it, but he's fouled. Oh, great execution by France. Why didn't Ajahn Sarr go up and dunk it? What a beautiful pass, great execution.
He's fortunate to get that call.
He certainly is.
Watch it again as Rudy comes over. But nah, he probably got him on the shoulder. Certainly looked like it.
Ajahn Sarr misses the first free throw. This is waiter at the table time. Ajahn Sarr, a 71% free throw shooter through the tournament. This one to tie it up at 65 each.
Diao and Batum need to crash the boards here.
That one is good. Ajahn Sarr with a big free throw. And now it's time for Spain to take a timeout. Rodriguez pops to the ball. Calderon, Gasol, Claver, Fernandez, and Rodriguez for Spain. Rodriguez to the basket. It won't drop. Who's got it? Antoine Diao. France with a chance to get themselves in front. Where's Tony Parker? Get the ball in his hands. There's about a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Parker to the basket. Blocked by Fernandez. Can Spain respond? Rodriguez on the wing. Calderon lets fly. It won't go. Clavier tips it. It won't fall. We're going OT.
Yeah, I'm glad, really. I don't want to see the end of it. Incredible effort at the end from Claver. Great defense on Parker. Why did Parker go so soon? I don't understand.
I'll tell you why, because Fernandez had his back turned. Fernandez was on the help side. He had his back turned. He couldn't see the basketball. That's why Parker exploded to the basket, but all credit to Fernandez. What a great scene as Calderon shares a lap with Parker. So we've got 5 minutes to sort it out in overtime. Rodriguez, Fernandez, Claver, Calderon, and Gasol start for Spain. Gasol guarded closely by Ajahn Sarr. Offensive foul called against Gasol.
Looked like he held his position, but referee was pretty clear in making that foul call. Watch.
Gasol just trying to hold down the arm of Ajahn Sarr. Gasol right there just trying to keep his
good call by the ref.
Keep the space open in front of him. France come out with Batum, Diao, Parker, Diao, and Ajahn Sarr. Remember, the team that scores first in overtime often goes on to win the game. Diao kicks to Batum. Batman lets it go. It won't fall. Diao with the rebound. He'll shovel the pass. And Batum maybe over-elaborated. Nicolas Batum with just 3 points. That was a chance for him to go attack the tin.
Yeah.
Too unselfish.
Well, he had Claver right in front of him. Should have just put up a short little jumper, a runner.
Speaking of runners, this man here, Fernandez, loves to throw up runners. Ajahn Sarr shows on the pick and comes out and stops the penetration. Batum gonna contest the shot. So
Not good offense that time for Spain.
yeah, exactly right. Not the best from Spain. No fluency, no movement. Here's Parker on the ball. Guarded by Calderon. Watch this flat screen now. Parker can go left or right of the screen.
Oh,
Parker
great
stripped.
defense. They're saying that Spain touched it, and the Serbian referee is going to consult the Latvian referee. Here, watch again. Ooh. Okay, they're going to give it to Spain.
Well, that offense there from France, they really need to move the defense a bit. You'd like Dio to take the ball at the point and have Parker come and get it just to get a little bit of movement. Look at the eyes of Tony Parker there. Well, still, we haven't had a basket yet in this overtime period.
Yep, and Diaw's out. He just kind of raised his elbows and connected with Gasol as he ran through the lane. And it's a man's game, but it has its limits. Watch.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you on that, Jeff. That happens all the time.
And it almost looked like Gasol pushed off Aljanson.
Players are taught you never let anybody walk through your lane. So it's a tough call at this stage of the game. Diaw checks out with 8 points and 5 fouls. So
Yeah, I'd
solid
rather-
that first point.
Excuse me, I'd rather see the guys stay on the court and let's watch them play.
Yeah, call what you need to call and let the other things go. So we've commended the referees in the last 40 seconds of the game, but we're in the overtime period now. So the first score goes to Spain. Will they hang on and win? Parker with a sweet move. Great pass by Batum to Diaw.
Yeah, the quick hands from Claver. He knocked it out of bounds, so France will keep it.
Well, you know, we talked about the need for another guard at the outset for France. Was it going to be De Colo? You offered maybe Hortel, but it's Antoine Diaw who's stepped up capably for France.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he's proved me wrong. I didn't know if he was going to be a big addition to this team this year.
Parker's going to spin. Going to rise over Calderon. It won't fall for Parker. Gasol with the rebound. And now Spain in the driver's seat, up by 2.
Collet thought Parker was bumped.
Gasol on the low post, 5 on the shot clock. Batum comes over and just takes it away from him.
Yeah.
And it's a shot clock violation. And right now, maybe some nervous, Jeff, from both teams.
But just poor decision making from Spain in that situation. Watch. I mean, why is Gasol out there dribbling the ball 10 meters away from the basket? Not 10 meters, but how many
You're going to test me now with my knowledge of metric. Let's just say with the big fella shouldn't be bouncing it too far from the bucket. Petrus. Now this is better. This allows Parker to come back to the top and moves the defense a little bit. Parker to Ajansa. Ajansa spins, rises, it won't drop. Can Petrus get the rebound? He can for France.
Yeah, Claver mistimed his jump.
Parker draws the double team and dribbles out of it. Now Claver on the ball for Parker. Shot clock at 5. Can Parker take Claver to school? He'll slide in his baseline jump shot, no good. Parker struggling in overtime period. Rodriguez with the outlet pass. Vincent Collet wants a timeout for France. And again, Spain in no hurry.
We're going to see De Colo come in.
Rodriguez goes at Petrus. Backs it out. Lets it fly. Did he get it off? The referees say no. And Collet still wants that timeout. Parker with 28 points. He has yet to score in the overtime. So with the timeout, the ball advances into the quarter court for France. Now to De Colo in for France. Diaw, great bounce pass to Ajansa. Ajansa to the basket. Gets it up and in. We're knotted up at 67 each. And once again, Vincent Collet draws up an excellent play for the French. It's Les Bleus of France versus La Roja, the Red of Spain. Calderon runs into Ajahn Sarr. His pass is blocked by Batum.
Great
Parker's
defense.
fouled.
Great defense from France.
You know, Jeff, Batum has struggled offensively, just 3 points, but, you know, he stole the ball from Gasol the last possession, deflected that pass there. He's making a contribution to the team, is Nicolas Batum.
And they're quickly taking this moment here to draw up a play for Batum, and the referee tells the players to come back out.
The referee's wrong here. The players just have to stay on the floor. If the players stay on the floor, the coach can say whatever he likes to the players. Parker, a 73% free throw shooter through this tournament. Whoa, pressure. Parker makes the first.
I think you really have to look back at that last offensive set and that defensive stand from France. That was a terrific, terrific stand by France.
Ajahn Sarr heads down on the screen for Calderon. Kept him from penetrating. Can Parker make the second free throw? Of course he can. He's Tony Parker. 69-67. We've got a minute to play here in this overtime period. The two-time defending champions right now trying to three-peat. France have got them down. Ajahn Sarr steps out. Gasol to Claver. Nobody from Spain wants to take responsibility. Claver lets it go. It's off the mark. Parker through the gears. And Claver isn't intentional, isn't unsportsmanlike. The French are appealing.
Where Claver really did come over and hit Parker like a freight train. He's going to be lucky to get away with it.
Well, let's take a look again. Now remember, the way the rule is interpreted is that if there's another defender between Claver and the basket, there's the foul. We can't see from that angle. Of course, Calderon is close. If that foul takes away a genuine scoring opportunity and if there wasn't another defender between Claver and the basket, it could be awarded as an unsportsmanlike.
Well, right now, France with a 2-point lead, a chance to extend the lead even further. And more and more, it's looking like France, this could be their year to get back to the final and to beat Spain.
Parker wants to make both free throws, so that makes the difference 3. Now, if Parker makes this one, he makes it a 2-possession game. This 4-point difference, important. Parker with 31 points. He makes the second, does Tony Parker.
Just an average game for Tony Parker. 32 points.
Rodriguez gets the ball down on the floor. Rodriguez rises. It falls.
Boy, that was big time.
Parker throws up a hospital pass. Oh my goodness, who touched it last? Whose ball is it?
It's Spain's ball.
Oh my goodness. Your heart goes out to Tony Parker, so steady with the basketball. Look at the hospital pass.
What are you calling it?
That's a hospital pass. Because it's up for grabs, somebody ends up in the hospital. They get injured with a pass like that. Rodriguez to the basket. It won't fall. Diop with a rebound and a foul.
Well, they dodge a bullet, France. Rodriguez got in the lane. Thought he had a good look, so he went for it. And look who's in there getting the rebound. Diop, I mean, fitting really.
Antoine Diop goes to the free throw line.
He's the player that really turned this thing around for France. He really sparked them.
This is Waiter at the table time. Can Diop make the shot? Makes the first one. Extends it out to 3 points. Again, this is the big one. Should Diop make this shot? He makes it 4-point difference. Diop has not missed a free throw coming into today's game through the tournament. A perfect 10 for 10. He makes them both. Antoine Diop. Rodriguez lays it up and in. And then one.
Unbelievable. How can you commit the foul? Just let him go.
Well, Antoine Diop commits the foul. This will send Rodriguez to the line.
No doubt about it. Diop just lost his mind. No doubt about it. Antoine Dieu, you're playing so great. You're playing so well.
Rodriguez makes the free throw. Spain press up the floor. Dieu with the ball. He's fouled.
Well, they can't allow seconds to tick off the clock. Boy, Rodriguez has become like not just the #1 option on offense for Spain, he's become the only option. Got 11 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds for Sergio Rodriguez. I wonder if they might think about putting Rubio in. Don't even think about it.
Again, Dieu back to the free throw line. Composes himself. He knocks that one down. So now Spain will definitely need.
I'm guessing they'll still go up the floor and try to get it 2 if possible, but they've got Batum back there.
Well, what Dieu's asking Coach Collet is, does he want them to foul? The difference is 4 points. And so now, will France foul so that Spain can't get a 3 off and just get 2 shots? Antoine Dieu. Rodriguez to the basket. It won't drop. Last touched by
Wow.
Nicolo. 10 seconds left.
France had the ball there, they just couldn't grasp it. They got to look for a 3 now. And you don't want to foul the 3-point shooter if you're France. Boy, Batum had his hand on the ball, but he just couldn't corral it.
Spain out of timeouts. Calderon in the corner. The man with the highest 3-point percentage in the NBA this season. Can't get it. Gasol. Gasol gonna throw it up. It won't fall. And like a guillotine, France have dropped on the hopes of Spain a chance to win 3 European titles in consecutive succession. France are victorious here in this semifinal. They beat Spain 75-72 on the back of a stunning second half performance. France were down 14 points at halftime.
We'll be right back.